Hello everybody, and welcome to my Varlamore only locked Ironman account. Alrighty, and here are the rules and other stuff related to my Varlamore only locked account. Rule 1, only get XP and do quests in Varlamore. And let's just start right off with an exception. The Druidic Ritual quest, which unlocks the Herblore skill, which allows you to make potions. With a base game or with a base starting character, you do not have the ability to make potions, and that will probably be important for the goals later on. Rule 2, Ironman, which means I can't trade, can't pick up items off the ground from monsters that other players have killed, and I can't use the Grand Exchange. So everything is from me, it's all ground out by me, I can't do a shortcut. Even if I could get to the Grand Exchange, which isn't in Varlamore, either way, no Grand Exchange. So, yeah, all me, all ground up by me, all the money and the items are for me. And then the goals for the account. Get all the loot from the Perilous Moon's bosses. And complete the Coliseum, which is the new hard? I don't know. It's a hard encounter. I haven't even touched it. So yeah. Hope you enjoy what I've done and then enjoy the journey I go on. So the core of the Druidic Ritual quest is to get three kinds of meat: rat meat, cow meat, and bear meat, and bring it to a druid so they can perform a ritual. The Too Long Didn't Read version of the quest, which is it's super easy quest, nothing complicated, except for the fact I am a really low level account and I'm trying to avoid as much experience gains as I can. I end up gaining a little more magic experience than I liked, but given that we're not in Varlamore, but as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. Shocking myself to no end, I managed to safe suppot this bear, which in essence means the OSR, old school RuneScape movement. How the monsters chase you is pretty old, so it's easy to get them stuck on geometry. So here I've got line of sight to the bear, but the bear is trying to go directly forward, but there's, I don't know, a tree or a twig or tuft of grass or something keeping him there, which allows me to use my ranged skills. And so I think I ran myself out of arrows and then I had to switch over to some magic that I had picked up from one of the magic tutors just to kill the bear so I could do the quest. And there we have quest complete. So first goal done. Now we can head over to Varrock and start the, I don't remember what it's called, the something Suns quest to get into Varlamore. And for this quest, thankfully, there's no requirements. We can do this at level 1 account. I didn't need Druidic Ritual for this or anything. So you could just run here on your freshly made account, run up here, and get yourself over to Varlamore. You just need to do this simple little quest involving a delegation from this newfound wonderful land, and then you find some thieves and you end up tracking them down, and you end up failing this quest because you're stupid, and you fail it. And you have to do it again and chase the stupid guy. Yep. And that's the quest. We just track down some robbers, point them out to the guards, and that unlocks our ability to travel to Varlamore, where we can start actually, I guess, playing the game, gaining skill or gaining meaningful quest progression and meaningful XP progression. So off we go. This is on the east side of Varrock, and we talk to the guy and his bird, and then we get birded over to Varlamore. Yes, the ritual of dropping all your non-Varlamore items once you get here, so you can have a kind of fresh and clean start. I do end up keeping my Ironman armor just to have it, and I jam it into a bank and never use it again. And here is kind of the continent that we will be locked into. I haven't done pretty much any research on what's available. The wiki's a bit sparse at this point, I believe. Maybe it isn't. Either way, I haven't really looked at it. The only things I do know is the Colosseum is to the right, and on a different account, I did play around with the Perilous Moons encounter, which kind of triggered my interest in doing a locked account here. And the Perilous Moons is to the far left. In the main city, it looks like we've got some thieving stuff in the center, and banks and miscellaneous stuff. I mean, right away, it looks like there are some items with, potatoes. Yeah, that could be useful later, maybe. So I just started out wandering through people's houses, stealing bits of string like some kind of weird trash goblin, and generally just seeing what's available for free, what can I possibly, with no gear and nothing, start to maybe get a little combat experience, get some money, seeing what shops are available. We got some booze, always good, important, I guess. Okay, there we go. Upstairs at the bar, it looks like we've got ourselves an iron axe, and that will be pretty useful. That'll let us get. We can lumberjack. We can get some logs and sell them to the general store, which is around here somewhere. And that'll get us a potential stream of money, which probably is going to be useful. Yeah, money. Oh, more goodies. Oak short bows, some leather gloves. Yeah, that's ranged experience, a bit of armor. Yeah, that's coming together. Lots of low-level trees around. We got some spiders, which are a nice potential, maybe. Get some combat experience going. Looks like we got some willows, which are, higher level trees to cut down. Yeah. Level 30, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Looks like we've got ourselves a nice steel sword, I think. It's very small and blurry right now. And nearly dying to bandits. That's also good. Great, even. But at least we got our sweet, delicious prize of the sword. Which is better than an axe for killing weird spiders. Ooh, iron scimitar. Scimitars swing faster than a typical longsword and end up being more XP per hour versus most other weapons of a similar, category like iron. Surrounded by horrible wolves. I'm sure it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. Do our run back of shame, get our stuff back, and then buy some, basic tools to gain some skills between fire making and a knife, which unlocks fletching, which will allow us to get some more XP out of the logs we're going to be cutting. And potentially more money by selling either the bows or whatever to silly shopkeepers. Got ourselves a nice group of chickens, good for both eggs and cooking, and also feathers, meat, cooking experience, super easy low-level combat training method. We'll be back there later for sure. Probably a lot. Probably be there quite a bit. And here we've got some non-aggressive sand crabs, which are kind of a classic RuneScape training method. They have very low defense and defense, which allows you to hit bigger numbers and hit them more easily, and then they don't attack very well. So, and they've got a lot of hit points, and hit points roughly translates into experience. The more you don't get experience for killing a monster, you get experience for dealing damage, which kind of prioritizes having higher HP monsters with low defenses. So, a fight can take a long time, but the whole time you're fighting it and dealing damage, you're getting XP. Probably be back there later, too. Here we go with some mining unlocked. We've got several different kind of mines or places with ore that spawn on the map. And we have everything up to adamantite. So we're just missing out on rune. Hopefully we do not need to grind up to adamantite because that's a process. But we've got all the low-level basics so we can, start doing that. Here we've got some iron helmets on the ground next to some hill giants. Hill giants are kind of... We'll see. We'll see if these end up making sense to train on. You end up taking a lot of damage versus sand crabs, which do a 1 or a 2 even at 1 defense. So, yeah, probably not hill giants for the majority of my grinding at least. In here we can unlock all the various kinds of fishing training. Big nets, small nets, fly fishing, lobster pot, I think harpoons, not 100% on harpoons, and then a bunch of raw fish, which maybe that'll make sense. I don't know though. It'll probably be just random bank chest at the Hunters Guild. That's always good to have a bank chest somewhat close, kind of quasi-central to a bunch of different resource gathering areas between iron or, iron, and then to the far left, I guess there's copper and bronze and whatever. Either way, good stuff. So here's the far left kind of mining spot. I decided to just, mine up a little, see how this spot was. Those scorpions are currently trying to kill me, which isn't ideal for a nice, relaxing mining trip. So I do this for, I think, just this one inventory, make a few bronze bars, and call that good until I can get enough combat levels to make the scorpions non-aggressive, because I don't want to deal with having scorpions attacking me. I saw this when I was doing my first run around the city of just this random steel longsword, which is much better than any iron junk. So, took a little while for me to figure out you have to go all the frick away around the city to get to it, but I got it. I thought about world hopping a million times to get a pile of them and sell them, but I didn't want to. I hate world hopping, so I didn't do it. And now I grind out some combat levels with my longsword on these spiders. The spiders are a little spicy currently, but I do it for a bit. And eat some chickens that I got from the chicken patch. I quickly give up on spiders and decide to try out the sand crabs. And I hang out here. And this worked way better than spiders. This is the way to go. Even if it takes me forever to kill one of these 60 hit point crabs, but they deal way less damage than the spiders, and this is way more experience per hour. So this is the way to go, not spiders. And I figured I might as well start the horribleness that is low level fishing. And so I get myself a small net, head over to the one, what is it, anchovies or shrimp? It's shrimp. Later it's anchovies. Anyway, this is miserable and slow, but I believe, well, it's this or another also bad fishing spot where you can fish up thieving keys. Anyway, yeah, get some fishing because probably gonna need to break this up, the fishing, until I get to level 20 and actually get a moderately good, well, actually good fishing salmon in a different part of the map. But that'll take a while, so fishing. And this gets us cooking experience, which will definitely need that. Definitely. Slight little random side thieving adventure here. It's where there's a bunch of stalls here. I believe it's cakes, silk, fur, gems, and spice. And Yeah, the nice one about the cakes, at least, is you can eat them, and that's super nice. Or am I doing silk here? I'm doing silk. Jesus. Sorry. Silk. I'm doing silk on the hope that I could sell it. And you can sell it. You can wait 10 minutes and sell it back to the shopkeeper. There's also a cake stall, which I probably should have been doing, but the one problem with the cake area is there's a guard spawn right next to it, so the guards end up attacking you a lot. So I hang out with the silk quite a bit to get enough money to buy better armor and gear at the local blacksmith. Got myself some nice mithril pants and back to crabs. And after a lot of sitting at that silk stall, I managed to get a full, except for the helmet, full-ish set of mithril. Yeah, and a nice cool gold chain, because you need that to be cool. Here is the other fishing spot. It is a random pool that is a big net fishing spot in the center of Fortis that you can get random junk and gems and keys and weird stuff out of, but the experience rate is abysmal. And I gave up on it really quick. So the quest I've been aiming for, which is the prereq quest for Perilous Moons, which is one of the hunks of content I really want to do, is this Twilight quest. And the first part is trivial. It's, easy, not even what we're talking about. This part, though, where you're attempting to gather up a bunch of guards. One of the guards is a level 80, 81 guy. And I decided to send an attempt with a full inventory of cakes, a ranged switch because he has protection prayers, which is what he wants to practice. And so he starts out as just a normal guy you're hitting with your sword and missing a lot, but then he whacks out pray melee, which reduces all your melee hits to 0. And so I switch over to my bow, and my ranged skill at this moment is crap. It's just nothing. But eventually he will swap back to melee, and you just do that cycle, and you end up just shoving a bunch of cakes in your mouth over and over again, and eventually you win, right? With the power of cake. And then you do a little quick math in your head and realize he has more than half HP, and you are under half cakes. So it is time to run away like a hero and reevaluate your plan of this quest. I didn't even think of this as a roadblock or anything, but here we are. I was missing a lot. Missing a lot, taking a lot of damage. I think I need both more defense, better armor, better food potentially. Because the cakes are nice because each cake has 3 bites in it, and each bite heals you 4 hit points. So that's nice, but to get the whole full benefit of a cake, you have to click 3 times, and that's wasting DPS. Where if you just had something that healed more, less DPS loss. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to squish crabs again to get more combat levels. Combat level 29 is almost 40, which is what the wiki recommends. Surely that's good enough, and I don't need to actually save up all the money to buy better armor. Surely. Closer, better, but dead. But dead. I'm just happy that it spawns you at the gates of the Coliseum. That's awful nice of it. Okay, and here we go. Once more into the fray, old friend. Let's see if our inventory full of cakes, good old cakes, nothing beats cakes. I don't want to have to grind out more with a fish or something. Anyway, cakes and a full adamantite gear and a shield of steel shield, a bronze shield. That's better than the crap wooden shield I found on the ground. Anyway, once more, again. And there we go. I didn't need to grind out better food, which is good. I just needed to spend quite a while getting full addy, which is fine. That's, I think, the best for now, until I can get to Perilous Moons and get a lucky drop. The best gear I can get, I think. And yeah, that's that quest. That's that first prereq, first hurdle. And now we can start the Perilous Moons quest, which unlocks a ton more content, a whole nother city. It'll be great to actually, and you don't have to finish the quest. You just need to start it. And here's the part of the account locked Varlamore only that I actually look at the requirements for Perilous Moons. 48 Slayer, 20 Hunter, 20 Fishing, 20 Rune Crafting, and 10 Construction. Fishing, easy. No problem. Rune Crafting? I can't even put the skill lamps into it. Like, randomly genies show up and give you experience. I can't even do it because I didn't do Rune Mysteries, which is a skill you need to even unlock the skill to let you put points into it. Construction. I need to... This one is a problem. It's a little weird. We'll get back to construction. 48 Slayer. I have no training methods other than lamps, which I am not lamping 48 Slayer. So we're going to have to make a big old exception for Slayer and do that in the normal world, doing normal Slayer training methods. Yep. In Hunter. Hunter is another with construction. I found out now, like later, from some nice group of people that invited me to their clan, that you can train Hunter in construction with the new forestry skill. So I need to give that a try and see how that goes. I was able to save up enough money to buy a house so I can put experience into construction if I wanted to. But I do need to go run and do Rune Mysteries at a minimum. So off I go to do that. With the goal and idea in my head of using the forestry skill. That's another thing I need to go get. I actually need to go get a forestry kit, so I run and do that. Not shown. Forestry, which is a woodcutting, obviously, skill, and I have a really not great axe at the moment, so I decide to just grind out, spend I think it took me 6 hours of running iron ore, which has a 50% chance to turn into a bar, and I need 300 successful bars and then turn those bars into arrowheads. Anyway, so I'm like 600. I need 600 iron ore, so I mine up 600 iron ore, ferry it over to the Hunter Guild until I get my, mental 600-ish ore, and then I smelt all of that iron, I believe, into iron throwing knives, or a mishmash of things. Once I can make the iron arrow tips, I use that so I can get easier fletching experience. But 6 hours, that's the important part. At least the bank is relatively close to a smelty furnace thing, so it's not that bad to just take my 600 ore and spend the few hours it took to smelt this all down to the bars. I really wish these city designers, would put anvils next to the furnace instead of them being nowhere near the furnace. Yeah. The anvil is less close to a bank, but it's not horrible. And I, finished the push to 31 blacksmithing, which allows me to make a steel axe, which is a significant improvement over the cruddy iron axe. Later I debate if I want to push for Mithril, but I do not push for Mithril. And here we go. Steel axe acquired, and some backup steel bars, make myself a shield. Good stuff. In the middle of all this, I decide to slap on that rune crafting Perilous Moons on the exceptions list. Yeah, I don't want a lamp. 20 rune crafting. So I decide to go to the Arceus Library, which has this little mini game. There's some NPCs, they want books, you run around the library with your helpful RuneLight plugin on, and you give them their books back, and in exchange for their books, they give you an experience tome that you can use for magic or rune crafting, and then you spend about 2 hours here running around getting 20 rune crafting. Yay! From my wander about the city, I know that there's a plank spawn here in the town, and so thinking for that construction, 10 construction, I world hop and get enough wood planks to get 10 construction. Only problem is, while I own a house, the house currently exists in Remington, which is not in this particular area that I'm currently locked. So I'd have to make an exception to walk over there. Or I could kill innumerable amount of hill giants and moss giants to get enough runes to get enough magic to both cast teleport to house and then teleport back to town. I don't know if I have that in me, honestly. That'd be a lot of hill giant murder. Like, a lot. So, that's where I'm at right now, pondering what I want to do with these exceptions. So I tried the forestry method for getting hunter experience. And I spent, 4 hours trying to get either hunter experience or forestry experience or whatever. And I ended up getting 6 total experience in hunter. 6. That's not a lot. I need lots of hunter experience to get to 20 to do Perilous Moons, to get into the city, to do cool stuff in the city, cool city stuff. And 0 construction experience. So, and there's no other good hunter training. In this hunter guild and all that, there's no level 1 training for hunter, which is weird and crappy. Yeah. So, I don't know what I'm currently pondering, whether I want to try that out and get to 20 using that weird method with forestry or exception time. And here's where I'm at with kind of my goals, both with stats and progress towards Perilous Moons. I've done Twilight Promise. I do not have 48 Slayer. I do not have 20 Hunter. 20 Fishing, done and dusted. 20 Rune Crafting with a nice exception, done. I have all the planks and nails to get 10 construction, but I do not have a way to get to my house without an exception, and I do not have combat level 75. And with that, I will thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe and comment. Tell me all the stuff I've missed and I've done wrong. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. In case anybody's curious, the following is a montage of every single level up I've gotten on the account, put to some music, and here you go.